Hello, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been quite some time, but I have returned and am made manifest. And we certainly have a lot to talk about. Now, before I continue, I was away simply because people are gonna say I was running from some hardline topics. I did get some complaints. But I'm here to let y'all know I was between phones. And rather than subject you guys to worse mic quality than you're already used to from this channel, I chose to save you all. And just waited for the replacement. But the replacement is here. And as such, it has come time to talk about many of things. Many of things. And of course, as always on this channel, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna romp. We're gonna roll around in the mud a little bit. But there is something that is top of mind for me that I do have to call out that I simply do not like. Now, your boy done had a couple hot tweets in between our little before our little rendezvous, and one of them spun out into the wider industry actually. So let me bring up the tweet here. I'll let it play and then I'll come back in.
If you watch the latest Xbox showcase, you can see that Xbox has finally landed on a strategy, a plan for the future of Xbox. It's the Xbox Anywhere plan. They are betting the entire business on Game Pass and leaving the hardware innovation to their partners at Asus. This wasn't surprising. Hardware is expensive to make. It's much easier to slap an Xbox sticker on an existing piece of hardware and call it a day. It requires very little effort in comparison. And if you don't care about console sales or exclusive games anymore, why bother innovating in hardware? I'll admit, it's a great message for gamers. Who doesn't want to play their games with their family and friends on any device and any platform? But that's all it is. It's marketing. It's style, not substance. Just because you say something, it doesn't mean that you can do it. And it also doesn't mean that you won't change your mind. After all, Xbox has been pivoting a lot lately.
So, as y'all can see, my setup was not primed and ready to go. You hear me there in the background and stuff. I didn't even know that was happening, bro. It was the phone I was on didn't even have a recorder for itself. It's an old ass piece of shit. But remember your therapy. But we got it out there, and I just want to make it known. There's a lot of people out there now, and I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. I'm gonna start bringing some examples. But there are people out there who think I don't know who Laura Fryer is, that this is my first time watching her. I'm not even worried about the other nonsense, but the idea that I'm just now hearing of Laura Fryer. Laura Fryer is literally like literally wake up, babe. Laura Fryer got a new video out, and me and my girl come and watch it. You know what I mean? Like, we love her videos because she's extremely intelligent, extremely experienced in this field. She's literally an industry legend. You know what I mean? She's like one of those almost unsung heroes. You know what I mean? And as much vitriol, and that's the thing. I guess let's just cut to the chase. That's the thing that's really getting me. Just as you see in the spirit of this tweet, I'm gonna bring some more examples, but it's just the way that Xbox fans are viciously attacking this woman for having an opinion. And there's no other way to put it. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no, oh, these Xbox guys, they're just like, no, nothing. These are hypersensitive grown men attacking this woman for her opinion. Someone who has worked, these are fans who have never worked in the industry, telling this former Microsoft executive who worked on the brand in the time that they claim is the greatest, that they claim they love so much. Here's one of the architects. Here's one of the people that made it that way, that built it from the ground up. She was working in the industry before that. And you're going to come out of your lips and disrespect her? The wizards that helped make this industry happen at all. The fact that we have video games at all. One of those people. And you're going to come out your greasy lips and disrespect her. Unfucking believable. Really. Like, the Xbox community really sometimes, like, some of the shit they do, some of the shit they say, it really boggles the mind. But this is really like repugnant behavior. Like, you see this kind of thing, like the kick dog Hollers, bro. The kick dog Hollers. And the way that they reacted after mainstream media got a hold of this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I've shown you a few just from random Twitter comments. But here come so-called journalists jumping in front of Xbox to defend it. Of course, you know who I'm talking about. Enemy of the show, Jez Corden, who, of course, no questions asked, is going to try to jump in front of the bullet for Xbox and discredit, again, this architect of the platform. And I want to make very clear that this isn't to say that you have to agree with Laura, that Laura worked there, so she has every piece of insight ever and you know, can tell every way that this could go. You know what I mean? No, you don't have to immediately bend to what she says because she has that experience, but to try to take those experiences from her and discredit her word because she said something that you didn't like. And again, the way they're going about it, the disrespectful tone it's coming with for someone that literally helped build the thing that a lot of these guys are eating off of, right? That a lot of these guys' whole identity revolves around is insanity. And I also want to make clear that this isn't the majority. In a lot of these comments and in a lot of these threads, people are pushing back like, no, are you stupid? Like, how are you going to try to discredit her? How are you going to try to, you know what I mean, make her opinion seem lesser, or like she's got a clickbait for something? Like, are you serious? She worked for Microsoft in the 90s. I don't think she has to clickbait anybody for anything, bro, to be real with you. It's just nonsense to hide from the fact that they don't have a leg to stand on, you know? And if it just stopped at ugly tweets, that would be one thing. But people really put their faces and voices behind this. And so I want to show them to you. Here goes Mr. Boomstick XL and his thoughts on Miss Laura Fryer's video.
Jamie Moran says something comical. It always comes off as a crazy ex behavior. Now, she hasn't been with Microsoft in 10 years. Now, again, I don't know why she left or why she was removed, but if you do watch the video, specifically, she points out that she did say she has a bias, that she does not like Windows. And then as soon as she was done with the company, she installed Linux and she never looked back. I don't think that actually needed to be in the video if you are trying to have a honest and earnest conversation of the ongoings of Microsoft. But I find it fascinating, Crispy, that she hasn't been there in over a decade, and yet she is positive in her and stout in her stance about Xbox just giving up on hardware. Folks, I don't know how much more you need other than the president of Xbox to literally tell you a couple of Sundays ago that they're making new hardware. I think that, and you know what? I know there's going to be people that hate me for saying this, and I'm listen. I get it, folks, but this is one of those situations, Crispy, where the Xbox tax has once again wreaked its ugly head.
But they so want Microsoft to get out the console business.
They do. They absolutely do.
And it's blatantly obvious. We can all see it, right? And it's like, one, why aren't these people? I saw it in chat. Why aren't these people talking about Death Stranding 2? right? Why aren't we talking about, the huge slate of games coming? It's always about Xbox leaving the hardware business because it's always brought up. And like having people from Xbox's past bring up, and by the way, these people that used to work for Microsoft, they always come off as bitter exes.
Yes, they
Like,
really do.
like extremely bitter exes. They had a really bad breakup. It was public in a pub, right? Everyone saw it happen. And people were like really crazy about it for years. This is what they act like. And people just run with this. Like, and as I posted last night, you have three options. Do you either listen to people that haven't worked at Xbox in years, listen to people that always talk about Xbox but don't care about Xbox, or
Right.
people that work at Xbox telling us they are making next gen consoles, and people just don't want to listen to that third option, the bloody obvious option.
I don't know, Jamie. Maybe it's because Xbox leadership spent the better part of this generation lying to and misinforming their fan base, selling them on a lie day one that is not the reality of where we stand today. Maybe that's why they don't want to trust the Microsoft executives. Maybe that's why they don't want to bury their head in the sand. And maybe that's why they're listening to people like Laura Fryer with relevant experience at the relevant company and saying things that actually make sense. Now, this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to close out on this clip, but I assure you I did save the absolute worst for last. This is ILP, the Iron Lord podcast's King David, with just the most dismissive, disrespectful, repugnant rant, diatribe, insane, unhinged, just spewing hate at this woman for having an opinion. This is the guy that a lot of the Xbox zealots look to, and you can see where this kind of repugnant behavior comes from. You can see where it spawns from, and you can see that shit rolls downhill. So without further ado, let King David speak for himself.
If your software isn't delivering, what do you want them to do? Oh, I get it. They're a $3 trillion company, so they should just eat the cost, right? Yeah, of course. That's what everybody does, right? That's the same thing at every $1 trillion company. Eat the cost.
Are they going to get caught up in the layoffs that Microsoft just announced are coming?
Yeah, kind of like the layoffs that you got caught up in, right? Oh, we wasn't supposed to mention that. Did you start off with saying that I used to work at Microsoft and I got laid off, and this is based on my opinion and my situation that might have happened or might not have happened? I don't know. But let's keep going.
Like, he's got the evil clown music going. He's stopping every sentence she says to drop some bullshit bars, bro. Like, it's sad to watch. It's embarrassing to watch because it's just somebody flailing in defense of a corporation. All of this, mind you, on the eve, and he knows this, on the eve of 9,000 layoffs. He knows that. He knows that massive layoffs were coming the next day. And he was just jumping in front of it. I do not understand this guy. I do not understand the idea of defending a corporation so viciously and attacking people for having opinions different than yours. You know what I mean? Like that's anytime these Xbox dudes really try to and a lot of them do this, like, be like, oh, you guys are toxic, it's such a toxic PlayStation fandom. Just remember this. Just remember all this stuff. Remember how they acted about Laura Fryer. Really. That's all I want. That's all this video is about. And it's too damn long, and I'm about to cut it off. But I just want to say at the very end that just remember how the Xbox community acted about Laura Fryer sharing her opinion. That's who they are. That's their real face. That's who we're dealing with. Those are the people. Exactly how they acted is exactly who they are. A kick dog Hollers. And that's gonna do it for me, y'all. It ended up being the whole video, but hey, as they say in therapy, we got it. We got there. We got there. So that will be it for me, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name, as always, is Preacher, and I very much hope to see you back here on the pews.